Good evening and thank you for joining us. Mike, sort of a local girls team making good there. They've had a good season here, but this is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, they've been fired up ever since they found out that they are going to be going to Calgary for the Max tournament.
Wow.
I'll have that story coming up in sports.
I look forward to that, Gerard, but not too much to look forward in the weather forecast, I guess.
No, I think we're still running a 60% chance for later on this evening, but we did get some warmer air coming in today, and then it kind of changed out during the course of the afternoon. That was in the forecast. Let's see what we're dealing with here. We got to a +5 today, just at about 9 o'clock. The warmer air coming in on the overnights. Right now we've dropped off to -2, 65% is that humidity. The wind gusting during the course of the day out of the west initially, and then north-northwest anywhere from 24 to 57 kilometers an hour. And we've picked back up the wind chill again down to a -7 at the moment. With those overcast conditions, as I said, running a 60% chance we may see some precipitation on the overnights. It's a similar story across for Cold Lake and area as well as for the Battlefords. Those clouds seem to be holding something at about 60%. We'll chat a bit more about it a little later in the cast.
We begin this evening with a follow-up on a story we first brought you last night. A Bonnyville man is now facing murder charges in the death of a woman over the weekend. Sunday afternoon, police were called to a residence by a man who said a woman was unresponsive. EMS responded but declared the woman dead when they arrived. Following an autopsy, her death was classified by the medical examiner as a homicide. The man who made the call, Christopher Daniel McCallum, has now been charged with second-degree murder. The name of the woman is not being released at her family's request. Early investigation showed there had been a physical altercation at that home earlier in the morning. Alcohol is believed to be a factor. A 45-year-old man is facing several charges and has had a mental health assessment ordered after making threats against school children in the town of Battleford. RCMP responded to calls early this morning and made extensive patrols after the first complaint. Mischief to property complaints involving the same individual also arose around the same time. Nobody was injured in the incidents and no property was actually damaged. Battleford's RCMP appreciates the assistance of the civic-minded people in the area who provided crucial information which led to the arrest in this case. Lloydminster residents will see at least a 3% tax increase in the coming year. City Council began discussing the 2012 budget last week and will be working on a final proposal in the coming days. Peter Quinlan spoke with the mayor today and tells us where the money will go.
When a city grows in number and size, there are many things for council to consider when coming up with a budget.
Keep services at the current level, put some capital away for capital reserve so we can do projects, and with the growth in the city, only increase taxes, the mill rate, at the same rate of the cost of living.
The cost of living increases about 3%, which may have an impact on the amount of taxes you pay this year.
If the cost of living went up 3%, then we are going to have 3% greater cost to provide the same level of service.
Previously, the city made budget decisions behind closed doors, but the mayor wants to move towards a more transparent proceeding.
So it would make sense that we too in Lloydminster would have, in Alberta and Saskatchewan cities, the same open public debate so that all of our members of the public know how we're making these decisions.
The city will hold budget meetings this Wednesday and Thursday that are open to the public. Council will discuss whether or not they should take responsibility for maintenance and construction capital assets.
The real issue that we have to discuss is the 6% that is being discussed for the capital levy. How do we want to fund future capital projects? You really have two ways to do it. Either you create a levy, which is a capital reserve, or you borrow for your part of the money when it comes time when you get a grant.
Despite the expected tax increase, Lloydminster will still have one of the lowest municipal taxes in Western Canada. Peter Quinlan, Newcap News.
Lloydminster RCMP wants your help in finding the people responsible for vandalizing a school bus. The bus was parked on the 5300 block of 50th Street when it was damaged on November 25th. Several $100s worth of damage was done to the bus. If you have information about this or any other crime, please contact Lloydminster RCMP or Crime Stoppers. On the way Canadian money looks and feels is changing. The Bank of Canada released new $100 bills last month that are now in circulation. As Peter Quinlan explains, there are a variety of reasons for the upgrade.
People will have to get used to a new feel when they reach into their wallets.
The new bills are actually not paper-based bills, they're actually a plastic-based bill, polymer.
Gabert says there are many reasons for the release of the new bills.
They're much more durable. They'll last as much as 2.5 times longer than the paper bills.
The new money is also more environmentally friendly and economical than the old ones.
The paper bills actually are bundled up and they're all mangled and so on, and they're actually disposed of. They're actually burned. whereas the new polymer bills can actually be recycled and made back into new money again, or other plastic products, I suppose.
In order to get one of these new $100 bills, you have to go into the bank and speak with a teller. Most people we spoke to today said they look nice, and they also seem to be quite indestructible.
Very attractive, but the guy with a low income, I want more of them.
We're in Australia, they use these to go swimming and nothing would happen.
Secure, durable, innovative.
The new bills also have many security features to help eliminate counterfeits.
Raised lettering, there's hidden images that as you move the bill around you can see them or not see them.
Over the next year, the Bank of Canada will be replacing the 50, 20, 10 and $5 bills with similar new designs. Peter Quinlan, Newcap News.